Good evening, family. Listen, I'm not here to give you some complicated lecture or a bunch of fancy words. I'm here to tell you the truth. And the truth is, walking by faith ain't easy, but it's necessary. See, a lot of folks think faith is just believing in something. Nah, faith is acting like what you believe is already on the way. Faith is stepping out when you don't see the whole staircase. Faith is trusting that God has something lined up for you even when life looks like a dead end. Now, I know some of y'all have been through it. Maybe you've had doors slammed in your face. Maybe folks told you you ain't gonna make it. Maybe you feel like you've been stuck in the same spot for years, waiting for a breakthrough. But let me tell you something. God ain't forgot about you. See, life has a way of making you question everything. But you can't let fear talk you out of what faith is trying to walk you into. Fear will have you sitting still, waiting for a sign. Faith will have you moving like the blessing is already yours. I'll tell you something real. Every successful person you see, every story of triumph, every person who has made it, they had to believe before they saw it. They had to push past doubt, past the naysayers, past their own insecurities, and just move. So I don't care what it looks like right now. If God put something in your heart, go for it. Walk like it's already done. Talk like it's already done. Work like it's already done. Because when you walk by faith, not by sight, God will make a way where there was no way. Somebody say, I'm walking. Somebody say, I'm stepping. Somebody say, I'm believing, because this next season of your life, it ain't about what you can see. It's about what you're willing to believe. Keep walking, keep trusting, and watch what happens. Walking by faith means moving forward even when you can't see the whole picture. It's about trusting in something greater than yourself, believing that the steps you take today will lead to something meaningful tomorrow. Too often, people wait until they have everything figured out before making a move. They want all the answers up front. They want to see the whole plan before taking the first step. But life doesn't work that way. Faith is about stepping out, even when the details are unclear, even when the future is uncertain, even when you don't know exactly how things will unfold. Think about it. Some of the greatest success stories in history were built on faith. People had to trust in a vision that had not yet materialized. They had to push forward without guarantees, without safety nets, without a clear roadmap. They had to move before they could see. That's what faith is. It's believing in something so strongly that you act as if it's already on the way. It's choosing to trust that what's meant for you is already lined up, even when there is no evidence in front of you. Many people miss their blessings because they hesitate. They get stuck in analysis paralysis, trying to figure out every single step before making a move. They want to be sure, they want to be safe, they want to know exactly how everything will turn out. But faith doesn't work like that. Faith requires movement. It demands action. It calls for stepping out, even when you don't have all the information. Imagine if people only ever pursued their dreams when they had 100% certainty. Nothing great would ever get accomplished. Every invention, every breakthrough, every success story began with someone deciding to walk by faith. Faith is like driving at night. Your headlights only show a few feet ahead, but you keep driving because you trust that the road continues beyond what you can see. If you refuse to move because you can't see the entire highway, you'll never reach your destination. Walking by faith is the same. You may not see the whole journey, but you take the next step anyway. You move forward with trust, knowing that each step will reveal the next. Sometimes, the reason people struggle with faith is that they've been conditioned to rely on sight. Society teaches us to believe only in what we can see, touch, or measure. We're told to be logical, to be practical, to stick to what's certain. But some of the greatest rewards in life come from stepping into the unknown. When you walk by faith, you are operating on a different level. You are trusting that what is unseen, you are believing in possibilities that others may not understand. People who walk by faith often face criticism. Others may call them foolish, unrealistic, or naive. They may question why you're pursuing something that hasn't materialized yet. But faith doesn't require outside validation. It doesn't need approval from others. It's a personal decision to trust the process. It's a mindset that says, I may not see it yet, but I know it's coming. That kind of belief is powerful. It fuels perseverance. It gives you the strength to keep going when things don't look promising. Some of the most successful people in the world started with nothing but faith. They didn't have money, they didn't have connections, they didn't have a blueprint, but they had belief. They had the courage to move before they saw results. They had the determination to keep going even when the evidence wasn't there yet. That's what separates people who achieve greatness from those who stay stuck. It's the willingness to move forward even when things don't make sense. Faith is tested the most when things aren't going your way. It's easy to have faith when everything is falling into place. But real faith is built in the waiting period. It's built when doors seem to close. It's built when nothing seems to be working in your favor. That's when you have to remind yourself why you started. That's when you have to push past doubt, past fear, past frustration. Because the truth is, breakthroughs often come right after the hardest moments. Right when you feel like giving up, right when it seems like nothing is happening, that's when faith has to kick in. That's when you have to keep walking. There are so many people who stop too soon. They give up right before the blessing arrives. They let fear talk them out of their dreams. They let delays make them believe it's not going to happen. But faith requires endurance. It requires patience. It requires the ability to keep going even when nothing makes sense. Because faith isn't about instant results. It's about trusting that what's meant for you is already set in motion. It's about believing that just because you can't see it yet doesn't mean it's not on the way. Sometimes faith requires taking risks. It means stepping out of your comfort zone. It means doing things that don't always make sense to other people. It means trusting your intuition, trusting your calling, trusting that inner voice that tells you to keep going. Fear will try to keep you stuck. Fear will whisper all kinds of doubts in your mind. It will make you second guess yourself. But faith will tell you to move anyway. Faith will remind you that you don't need all the answers to take the first step. There will be times when you feel like you're walking blind, times when nothing seems to be working, times when you question whether you made the right choice. But those are the moments when faith matters the most. Those are the moments when you have to keep pushing forward, because faith isn't about having an easy journey. It's about trusting that even the struggles, even the setbacks, even the delays are all part of the bigger picture. Walking by faith requires confidence. Not confidence in yourself, but confidence in the fact that what's meant for you will not pass you by. Confidence in the fact that you are being led in the right direction, even when you don't understand the route. Confidence in the fact that if you keep going, you will eventually see the fruits of your faith. Too many people wait for a perfect time to start. They wait for all conditions to be right, but the perfect time never comes. There will always be uncertainties. There will always be reasons to hesitate. But faith says, start now, move now, trust now. Because the sooner you start walking, the sooner you'll start seeing results. The sooner you take action, the sooner things will begin to align. Faith is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. Every day you have to choose to believe. Every day you have to remind yourself why you're on this path. Every day you have to push past doubt, past fear, past obstacles. Because the truth is, The journey of faith is ongoing. It's not about reaching one destination and then stopping. It's about continuously trusting that the next step will reveal itself. There will be moments of struggle, moments of confusion, moments when you feel like you're not making progress. But those moments are temporary. The key is to keep moving, keep believing, keep walking, because faith isn't just about waiting for things to happen. It's about stepping out, taking risks, and trusting that the path will unfold as you go. Fear keeps you stuck. Faith pushes you forward. Fear is one of the most powerful forces in the world, but so is faith. The difference between the two is how they operate in your life. Fear paralyzes, holds you back, makes you doubt yourself, and convinces you that you aren't good enough, ready enough, or worthy enough. Faith, on the other hand, pushes you forward, reminds you that you are capable, that you are chosen, that you are built for the very thing you are afraid of. The battle between fear and faith is one that happens every day in your mind, in your heart, and in your actions. Every time you take a step, one of them is leading you. Either fear is keeping you in place or faith is pulling you into something greater. Fear is sneaky. It doesn't always show up as loud panic or obvious anxiety. Sometimes it's that little voice telling you to wait a little longer before going after your dreams. Sometimes it's disguised as logic, making you feel like you need to have every single detail figured out before you can take a step. Sometimes it's comfort, keeping you in a situation that no longer serves you simply because it feels safe. Fear will come up with a million reasons why you should stay exactly where you are. It will remind you of every past failure, every doubt, every weakness, and every possible way things could go wrong. And if you listen to it long enough, you will stay stuck. Faith operates in the opposite direction. Faith tells you to move even when you're scared. Faith doesn't ask you to have everything figured out. It just asks you to take the next step. Faith is the belief that what you are walking toward is bigger than what you are leaving behind. It is the understanding that your calling, your purpose, and your dreams are all waiting for you on the other side of fear. Faith doesn't silence fear, but it does overpower it. It gives you the courage to move forward despite the doubts, despite the unknowns, despite the voices in your head telling you it won't work. Think about all the times fear has held you back. Maybe there was an opportunity you wanted to go for, but you didn't because you didn't think you were ready. Maybe there was a dream in your heart, but you talked yourself out of it because you were afraid of failing. Maybe you stayed in a job, a relationship, or a situation that didn't make you happy simply because you were afraid of stepping into something new. Fear will always give you reasons to stay where you are. But what has staying there really done for you? Has it made you happy? Has it fulfilled you? Has it helped you grow? Or has it just kept you in the same cycle of wondering what could have been? Faith does not eliminate fear, but it forces you to act in spite of it. It reminds you that fear is just an emotion, not a reality. It tells you that just because something is uncomfortable doesn't mean it's wrong. It challenges you to take risks, to trust, to believe in something greater than what you can see. Faith reminds you that growth never happens in your comfort zone. Every time you've grown, it's been because you stepped into something new. Every time you've leveled up, it's been because you decided to move despite being afraid. People who walk in faith are not people who never feel fear. They are people who refuse to let fear make decisions for them. They understand that fear will always be present, but they do not give it control. They step forward anyway. They take risks anyway. They try anyway. They know that the only way to get to something better is to move toward it, even if it's scary. They know that staying still in fear is far more dangerous than failing while trying. There is a cost to both fear and faith. Fear costs you opportunities. It costs you time. It costs you the chance to live the life you were meant to live. It costs you the peace that comes with knowing you gave it your all. Fear keeps you up at night, wondering what would have happened if you had just taken that chance. It keeps you looking at other people's success, wondering why you haven't moved yet. It keeps you stuck in a place you've outgrown, afraid to take a step towards something greater. Faith also has a cost, but it's a cost worth paying. It costs you your comfort zone. It costs you the illusion of certainty. It costs you the need to have all the answers before you act. Faith will stretch you, push you, make you uncomfortable. It will force you to face your fears, to challenge your doubts, to let go of the excuses that have kept you from moving forward. It will demand that you trust in something greater than yourself. The question is not whether you will feel fear. The question is whether you will let it stop you. Will you allow it to keep you from your purpose? Will you let it keep you from stepping into the life you are meant to live? Or will you choose faith? Will you choose to move despite the fear? Will you choose to believe that what is on the other side is worth the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the risk? Fear is loud, but faith is stronger. Fear will tell you to sit still, but faith will remind you that movement is where the breakthrough happens. Fear will have you making decisions based on worst-case scenarios, but faith will remind you that you don't need to see the whole picture to take the first step. Faith will tell you that just because you're scared doesn't mean you're not ready. Faith will remind you that courage is not the absence of fear, it's acting despite it. Most of the things you want in life are on the other side of fear. The opportunities you've been waiting for, the life you've been dreaming of, the success you've been working toward, it's all there waiting for you to take that step. But as long as fear is in control, you will never get there. The only way to move forward is to trust that even though you can't see every detail, even though you don't know exactly how it will work out, even though there are risks involved, it is still worth taking the chance. There will never be a perfect time. There will never be a moment when you have all the answers, when the fear completely disappears, when you feel 100% ready. The only thing you can do is move anyway. Trust anyway. Try anyway. Fear will never leave on its own. You have to choose to walk past it. You have to decide that faith is stronger than fear. You have to remind yourself that nothing great happens without risk, without uncertainty, without stepping into the unknown. Fear will always give you reasons to stop, to hesitate, to stay where it's safe, but faith will give you the strength to move forward even when the road ahead is unclear. It will remind you that no matter how uncertain things seem, no matter how scary it feels, the only way to grow, to succeed, and to fulfill your purpose is to keep moving. Fear may always be present, but it does not have to control you. Faith is what pushes you past fear, past doubt, past hesitation, and into the life you were meant to live. Walk like it's already done and watch doors open. Faith is not just about believing something will happen. It's about carrying yourself as if it already has. It's about moving with the confidence that what you are working toward, what you are praying for, what you are believing in is already in motion. Too many people wait for visible signs before they start acting like they've won, but faith requires you to walk in victory before you see the results. It requires you to shift your mindset, your actions, and your energy to align with the belief that what you desire is not just possible, but inevitable. Most people have it backward. They think that once they see progress, once they get confirmation, once the opportunity presents itself, then they will start acting like they belong there. But that's not how faith works. Faith demands that you move as if you already have the job, as if you already have the opportunity, as if the door is already open. It's not about faking it until you make it. It's about stepping into the version of yourself that is required to handle what you are asking for. When you walk like it's already done, you are showing the world, the people around you, and even yourself that you are ready for the blessing. Confidence is a magnet. When you carry yourself with the energy of someone who already has what they want, you attract the opportunities that align with that mindset. You start making decisions based on where you're going, not where you are. You start speaking with authority, moving with purpose, and showing up as the version of yourself that is prepared for the success you are seeking. People notice that. The universe responds to that. Doors that once seemed locked begin to open because you are no longer waiting, you are walking in expectation. Doubt will try to creep in. It will tell you that you don't have enough experience, that you're not qualified, that you're not ready. But doubt is a liar. The truth is, you become ready by moving forward. You don't wait until you feel 100% prepared. You prepare yourself by stepping into the opportunity as if it already belongs to you. People who walk by faith understand that the feeling of certainty comes after action, not before it. They don't wait for permission. They move with the belief that they already have what they need to succeed. When you walk like it's already done, you eliminate hesitation. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop asking for validation. You stop letting fear dictate your moves. Instead, you take action boldly because you know that everything you need will align as you move forward. You no longer wait for signs, you become the sign. You start showing up in rooms like you belong there. You start making decisions like someone who is already in the position you are aiming for. People respect confidence. When you carry yourself as if you are already successful, people start treating you differently. They take you seriously. They see you as someone who knows what they want and is determined to get it. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach start coming your way because people want to work with those who believe in themselves. Nobody wants to invest in someone who is unsure, hesitant, or constantly doubting themselves. But when you walk in faith, when you carry yourself like success is already yours, you gain the trust and respect of those who can help open even bigger doors for you. There will be times when the progress isn't visible, times when you feel like you're walking but nothing is moving. Those are the moments when faith is truly tested. Anyone can believe when everything is going smoothly, but can you keep walking when the results haven't shown up yet? Can you carry yourself with confidence even when you don't see immediate progress? That's the real challenge. That's when most people give up. They start doubting, they start questioning, they start shrinking back into comfort. But the ones who succeed are the ones who keep moving forward even when there is no evidence yet. Faith is a mindset, but it's also a practice. It's something you have to choose every single day. It's in the way you speak about yourself, the way you approach challenges, the way you carry yourself in every situation. If you are constantly saying, I hope this works out, you are leaving room for doubt. But if you start saying, this is going to work out, you are reinforcing faith. Words have power. The way you speak about your dreams, the way you frame your journey, the way you affirm yourself, all of it shapes the reality you are stepping into. Your energy introduces you before you even say a word. When you walk into a room with the energy of someone who already has what they want, people notice. They can feel the certainty, the confidence, the belief that you belong. But when you walk in, unsure, hesitant, waiting for someone to validate you, that energy is just as noticeable. Faith is not about arrogance. It's about certainty. It's about knowing that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are already the person who can handle what you are working toward. The problem most people face is that they are waiting for external validation before they believe in themselves. They want proof that they are good enough. They want someone to give them permission. But faith doesn't work that way. Faith requires you to validate yourself first. It requires you to believe in your own vision before anyone else does. It requires you to take steps forward even when nobody is clapping yet. Too many people hold back because they are waiting for someone to tell them they are ready. But the truth is, you become ready by moving. You become successful by acting like success is already yours. Every major accomplishment in life starts with a mindset shift. It starts with the decision to stop waiting and start walking, to stop doubting and start believing, to stop looking for permission and start owning your place in the world. The moment you decide to carry yourself differently, to speak differently, to act differently, everything around you starts to shift. People start treating you differently. Opportunities start finding you. Doors start opening that you didn't even knock on. Faith demands that you take action before you see the full picture. It asks you to trust that the steps you are taking are leading somewhere, even when you can't see the destination yet. It challenges you to act as if your goals have already been accomplished, to walk with the posture of someone who is already where they want to be. Because the reality is, you don't get what you want, you get what you prepare for. If you carry yourself like someone who is struggling, like someone who is unsure, like someone who is hoping but not believing, you will attract more of that energy. But if you walk like it's already done, if you move like success is inevitable, if you make decisions like someone who is already in position, everything starts aligning in your favor. Some people spend their entire lives waiting for a sign that it's time to go after what they want. They wait for the right moment, the right circumstances, the right amount of confidence to suddenly appear. But the truth is, the moment you decide to act as if your dreams are already unfolding, they start to unfold. The moment you start walking like success is already yours, success starts finding you. The moment you shift your energy, your words, your actions, and your mindset to align with where you are going, you stop waiting for doors to open, you start walking through them.